Hello listeners out there, thanks for joining me. I'm Saujanya, your host for the show Whiz Through the Past. Environmental sculptures have become one of the most entertaining and things to look at these days, and speaking of sculptures, we're going to look at Stone Age sculptures today. Now firstly, what materials do you think may have been used to create sculptures in the Stone Age? Well, people back then might have used stones, sticks, because they're quite often sharp, so that it'll be easy for them to carve. Animal bones, that was probably one of the easiest access for them. Rocks, insects. Now they use insects for colours, ink, they use the pigments from the insect and they create their own specialised, customised ink. Of course, there's plenty of water available, they use that. They can use animal skin, and there are lots of other accessories that they could use in order to make their sculpture. The next section we're going to look at is what factors do you think influenced what the sculptures were about? Now, there are many things that influenced people back then and things that inspired them to actually create a sculpture. Firstly, they might have been influenced by certain events, like a victory or someone in their tribe dying, or any sort of event, daily life event. Women and men would have been one of their main influence because those are the people that they're interacting with, so they might want to create a sculpture because of them, because of something they got inspired by them. Of course, there's a vast area of nature available for them, so that would have also been an influencing factor, maybe looking at nature, relating themselves to nature, and probably they wanted to think, okay, I'm going to create a sculpture related to the nature. Another sector is animals. Like animals, for instance, if they're going hunting, if they win, if they've got victory in the hunting, they'd obviously go back and probably create a sculpture related to that hunting. Daily habits. The way they sleep, the way they hunt for food, the way they cook food, loads of daily habits that could influence them. There's also emotions and feelings, which is very important as well, because usually sculptures are created to express someone's feelings and emotions, and they could have used that to create a sculpture. There are many more influencing factors on why cavemen and people back then actually created sculptures. The final segment for this show is, what do you think these early sculptures may have looked like and why? Firstly, they must have not had much of detail in the sculptures because back then people did not have much of a knowledge about how to actually create a sculpture. They must have looked very simple, not very colourful, again relating back to the lack of equipment. The overall form of the sculpture will not be clear, and most of the times they would give off a sense of ambiguous messages and polysemic meanings. The sculptures would have looked childlike, with irregular formations and compositions, and there are many more factors or many more things that people could suggest about how sculptures looked back then. That's it, folks, on this episode on Stone Age sculptures. Please tune in to listen to more weird facts, more information on many other historical things. Till then, this is Whiz Through the Past.